Welcome back, NEM crew. In this video, we're continuing some work on the Datsun to see how good we can make the stock braking system. We're going to be taking out the brake booster that is currently in the car and taking our refurbished brake booster that we prepped in the previous video, and we're going to be laying down some fresh paint. So let's just jump right in. Alright, let's remove this booster. Let's remove it. I've actually removed the booster before, so everything shouldn't be too tight or too crazy to get off. So I'm going to crack the lines at the bottom of the master cylinder here, and then that way there's nothing else holding the master cylinder to the car. And then we're going to take the lines, vacuum lines that go to the booster off, and then everything in the engine bay is pretty much disconnected. We have to go underneath the driver's side feet well area, and we're going to take off 4 nuts, and then there should be a pin with a clip on the end. So that should be, literally that's all that we need to take off. So hopefully everything is smooth. We should have this out in no time. Got one line cracked. We got 2 lines cracked. Now, when you're doing something like this, we drained all the fluid, or sucked out all the fluid from the master cylinder and from the line. So in theory, there should be a lot of fluid that drips out from the bottom of the master cylinder. Just in case though, I have lined the side of the engine bay with plastic, and then I got a couple rags stuffed down here, just in case, because the brake fluid will corrode the paint, and it will not be fun, especially if you've already done something like we have and gone through and painted the engine bay. So you want to make sure that all that hard work doesn't get destroyed by a little bit of brake fluid. I might try and replace these lines, because they're the lines that are molded. They're really like getting hard and cut up and cracking. You guys probably can't see that, but cracking right where it goes on to the fitting on the booster, or the bung on the booster. So even just getting some simple line, I think I have some spare line here we can just use in the meantime. Alright guys, I'm moving on to taking off the nuts that hold the booster on that's inside the cabin of the car. So I figured I'd use the refurbished one that we're going to get all painted up today as a little bit of a guide for you guys so you understand how it comes off. So it's literally just 4 studs that go through the firewall, and then there's nuts with, I think, washers on the end. So all we have to do is take these 4 nuts off, and then on this end there's a piece that comes out with a pin that attaches to the brake pedal, and then just a C-clip, or I don't know what those things are called. Looks like a little C. I don't know what they're called. You guys will see it once it comes out. Got a lightener here. So the 2 nuts that you're staring at right now, one there and one up there, that's for the one side, and then that is the booster that comes out, that little rod that I was saying with the pin. And then the only difficult thing is there's this metal piece right there, and then the other 2 nuts on the other side of that. So it's a little bit tighter of a space because you actually have the brake pedal and then the column here in the way. So these 2 are going to be easy. I'm probably going to leave those for last. I'm probably going to start by taking the pin out of the brake pedal here, and then go on the opposite side, the harder side, and get those nuts off. I'm pretty sure they're 10 mil, but that's literally all that you need to do, and the booster will come right out. Everything is disconnected. A little tip or trick: well, the first time we took the booster off, it was pretty much welded itself to the firewall. In this case, since it's been off before, it's a little bit loose. So as I was taking off the last nut, it was pretty much trying to fight me the whole way, because it was the weight of the booster was pushing down So I ended up just getting a bungee cord holding it up, and then it just came off by hand. It was easy. So that's a little trick. So everything's off, the booster should just come right out. Now when you're doing this, you want to make sure that you don't move everything around too much. It's even good practice to put your fingers over top of the bottom of the master cylinder, just so no fluid leaks out. So let's see how it comes out. And there you go, guys. Booster's out. So as you can see, this booster has seen better days. It's a little bit corroded on the back, and a lot on the bottom. And when you see corrosion like this, it could just be corroding, or it could be a leak from the back here, or more likely from the master cylinder here. So this is actually a newer master cylinder. This is out of 280ZX, so it's a bigger master cylinder. And I haven't seen anything leaking since putting this on. So we're gonna go through a little bit more depth. There's actually a little bit of moisture, if you guys can see right there. So we're gonna take it off and see if it's leaking. If so, we're gonna have to come up with another plan. I also have the old master cylinder as well still. I didn't get rid of anything. So we can see what's better out of the two and then go from there. Oh, this is the clip for that. So it's not that C clip, it's almost like a cotter pin. Different style cotter pin, which is easier, and it just goes right there. This thing is messed up. That's definitely old. Now, as for leaking, it doesn't look like it's been leaking in there. So, I guess we're gonna try and use this one. I gotta definitely clean up all this stuff because it is pretty worn and just not good. One last thing you want to take off this old booster is this. The new one doesn't come with that, so you just gotta, there's a little set screw or lock nut. Just unscrew that, and then you can unscrew this. But make sure you keep that nut because you're gonna need it. Alright guys, that is a wrap for today. We got the booster all prepped and painted. We got the master cylinder all cleaned up, ready to go back on. The reason why we're not going any further today is because we want the paint to completely cure, give it at least 12 hours before we start handling it and bolting things to the booster. So in the next video, we will be getting the booster on, the master cylinder on, and hopefully we can put some fresh brake fluid in the system and go for a test drive and see how it is. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to see more. Peace out and stay classy, crew.